recommend that because as we keep going in this hour, you're gonna see things you'll see some of the tops selling out. And it's always good to jump online because then you get to see her entire assortment, where we can only feature a few things when she's here on the air. So definitely check that out. All right, now we're gonna talk about something that sold out completely last time you were here back in April. Actually, a couple times ago. Yeah. We reordered it and we brought it back for tonight. First time back.
But you didn't reorder enough of it.
Oh, geez, we totally didn't.
So, no, we
4 flex space
totally
tonight
didn't.
for the first time. Free shipping on these for the first time. Isn't that cool?
Or else you ladies have been shopping and been busy online. But this is your sized jean. This is your favorite silhouette, the boot cut. So this is 2 to 16, 16 women's to 24. 3 different lengths, petite, 29.5 inch inseam if you're 5'4" or under, 31.5 if you're 5'4" to 5'9", 33.5 if you're 5'9", lucky girls, or over. And then we go 16 women's up to 3X. So you've got a lot of range here in terms of customizing. And then maybe we can do a color swipe and we'll show you the colors as well, so that you get an idea of these beautiful.
They're kind of dusty.
Well,
colors.
that's the point.
Really
They're transitional colors.
So black,
and
chambray,
I think that's gorgeous.
Indigo pine. She very rarely does pine color.
Look at this.
The mist is gorgeous.
Look at
lavender
the pine.
and strawberry. That pine. I've never seen you do pine until the other item.
Well, now I really love these dusty tones because you can still wear them in the summer, but lavender. You can transition them into the fall very, very easily. Like deep purple is going to be a big color for fall. That would be great with the lavender. Mist, grays, couldn't be stronger. Just couldn't be. There you have it.
Beautiful.
I'm holding the pine so you can see what that looks like. So if we hold all of these up together, you see they're really romanticized colors. You're still getting color. Here, we'll come back to us now. You're getting those colors for the end of summer, but they're beautiful to transition.
How pretty would that lavender be with brown?
The next season. Oh,
lavender and brown together.
Look at the mocha.
Oh my God! Oh yeah,
Here's mocha
look.
in a top.
Look at this top's coming up.
But
look how gorgeous that is.
Yeah, but then again, we've also got that top.
Lavender.
The lavender.
That's great. This top's coming up, by the way.
Yeah, this top is gorgeous. So if you're somebody who says, you know what, I'm never going to wear acid brights. I don't really lead a life where I need these harsh colors. These are those beautiful dried flower, faded flower colors. They're just romantic and gorgeous. They give you a basis for wardrobe. They don't scream out. You know, they're just perfect. Yeah, and the gray, I cannot get enough gray. Gray, to me, is the new neutral for fall.
That gray tone specifically is stunning. This is a stunning gray.
It's got a lot of blue in it.
Really pretty.
Yeah.
Hey, don't forget on this one too, with the free shipping and the 4 flex, we've never done that combination together. And this is called the modern boot cut. How do you best describe it?
Well, the modern boot cut is just a little bit different in that it has a fit through the thigh and through the knee. So this it doesn't grab the knee, but it conforms and molds to the knee. You'll see it on the ladies. And then it flares out to about 18 inches. A little bit more flare than the boot cut and a lot more silhouette. If you are a curvy girl, this is going to be absolutely ideal for you. If you are somebody who says, I carry my weight in my stomach, that's me, my hips, my thighs, this is a great balancing silhouette for you. This will make your thighs look thinner. This will make you look so much leaner and taller. And this is what all the stars are wearing, but they're wearing their flares a little more exaggerated, more like a 23-inch opening. That's too much. That just flaps in the wind. This is a perfect, honestly, very tailored, can wear it with a blazer, looks fabulous under a trench coat, looks good with a shorter puffer jacket come fall, and looks beautiful with any kind of ankle boot up and underneath it. So I always look forward to fall. That's my season. And I'm always looking for what are the colors I'm going to wear for fall? Where is the motivation coming from? And I always think to myself, you know what? This is such a gorgeous silhouette. It is a little sexier, a little bolder, a little more defined than our basic boot cut.
Yeah, it's great. And she does not do her, I want to say, kind of more especially cuts very often. That's why it was on in April, completely sold out. We just brought a handful in for the show tonight and for her visit. So if you're thinking about this one, it is super stretch, which we have to reiterate too. This is that classic, beautiful super stretch.
Yeah, for sure. So if you're somebody who says, you know, and it's funny because just the whole staff that's around me of my team, the DG2 team, when I get down here, I wore gray on the airplane and I wore it with black. My makeup artist had on gray, wearing it with really optic paper white. Somebody else on my team had on gray with a beautiful citrine color. So think of this color as unbelievably wearable. Mix it with pastels as winter turns into spring. Mix it with neons in the summer, paper white, and then maybe a white shirt and a black blazer come fall. But this is a silhouette you see in every magazine. You're going to have, and why is that important? Many tutorials on how to wear it. What kind of shoes to wear with it. It looks beautiful again with a pointy toe pump. But frankly, any boot will work underneath it. You don't have to wear a high heel because we didn't make this so bell-bottomed that you're obligated to wear some kind of, you know, high wedge.
Right.
This isn't the 70s. We're into the 2000s. Right. So
it's a modern version of that. And
exactly.
Now, if someone has not heard about SuperStretch, I know you explained it earlier, but I want you to talk about it again so they understand how great this fabrication is.
Well, I'm wondering if we might have the video for SuperStretch, and that kind of says it all. But honestly, SuperStretch is a whole new way of weaving. And that weaving is honestly all about immense stretch and recovery. You're going to get super generosity through an already generous waist, and again through the hip area. This is about a jean that is molded, crafted just for you. This is an innovative fabric, and really the stretch does not come from overloading it with spandex, but from the way it's woven and the fact that it is rayon, which is something we all love in Tencel, but Tencel is way too expensive, and long combed cotton. Those are the fibers to the outside. To the inside is poly and spandex, so it drinks in color. Aren't those colors gorgeous?
I love
if
these
you're
dusty
a purple
tones.
lover,
yeah,
that beautiful faded lavender, which is just like drying lavender flowers in a book and then framing it.
Yeah, your description
They're the dried
flowers.
colors,
They're
aren't
dusty,
they?
and I love purple, but I've never purchased purple jeans because it's too purple. Does that make sense? But these I would completely wear.
That lavender you could really wear with a beautiful shade of gray.
Oh my gosh, that would be stunning.
This is a whole new color story we've never presented before.
Pretty.
It's done in SuperStretch, which really takes color beautifully. Of course, you have your classic colors, your chambray, your
indigo,
black, and your indigo.
Look at this mist.
The truth is, I think that if you're someone who's a collector,
look at that color,
and you say to yourself,
isn't that, I love this mist in this dusty version.
The mist is the gray. This is pine.
Oh, I'm sorry, pine. That's what I meant, pine. Excuse me. And that's
how pretty are these?
Just gorgeous.
Every single one of these is just got that little bit of dust to them, which means that they can go into fall, and you could be wearing it with an ivory fisherman sweater. You could be wearing it with a gray blazer. I mean, this to me is a way to bring color into your life as the color starts to fade out of nature.
And I want to point something out about the indigo, the gray, all of them actually, except for the chambray.
Yes.
You can really wear this indigo almost anywhere. It now becomes that tuxedo pant because there's none of the hand work.
There's a little hand rubbing on the front that gives you the inner and the outer thigh with total depth of color, which is very slimming. The black is, I always like to make the black the purest black. The gray is the purest
No
gray.
top stitching either.
Now,
Contrasting
I will
top
always
stitch.
say that if you were going to go into chambray or indigo or black, those are done with a kind of dye that always makes them a little bit softer and stretchier.
Crazy.
So when you get to the gray or the pine or that beautiful shade of lavender, or
Strawberry.
the strawberry, you may want to say to yourself, you know what, in a store, I'm a 12 or a 14. Here I would go to the 14. If I was doing the natural colors, I would definitely go down.
Yeah.
That's where you always get, and always will, through any kind of denim, not mine alone, the most forgiveness. But you know what? It's all in the cut. To me, this is such an important cut. And it's ladylike, it's businesslike, it's easy to wear. There will be a million pieces of footwear that you'll accessorize with it. And I always say, bigger on the bottom, smaller handbag on the top. That's the way it goes. So you'll see how you're gonna want to accessorize yourself and how you're gonna want to put your whole silhouette together. But the truth is, I'm loving this cut more and more, even though I am a totally dedicated to skinny jean girl. I'm beginning to get warmed up about this one and really
I love boot cut.
liking it.
I love wearing both. I love wearing skinny and I love wearing boot cut. I adore boot cut. I think boot cut.
You like it more.
You know what?
Face it.
I do. It's because it's just every time I put it on, I think it's so classic. It's so there's something.
I think it's more than that. I think it's a safety zone. I think you get your safety zone like I do. For some reason, my safety zone is a skinny. Maybe it's because my legs age so skinny. They're like toothpicks. But you pick a part of the body that you want to show off. And I think with the boot cut, it's just that great balancer. But the modern boot cut is even more than that because it's a little more fashionable without screaming, I'm fashionable. It's not trying too hard. It is just that perfect niche in your wardrobe. You know what? You go to a very casual, relaxed church. This is that pant you want to wear in the indigo or the black to your casual church, to your church events. I know, you're big on family, so, maybe you're going to that great upscale pizza parlor, restaurant. You can tell I'm hungry. I got off a plane and came straight here. I haven't eaten all day. And you're thinking, I don't want to hear remarks from my family like, have you gained weight, or can't you do any better, or why don't you try? You're wearing these and everyone's saying, wow, you're rocking really sharp.
I have to give an update on colors though. Tom, can you do the colors once again? I know we have two that are pretty limited. Chambray and mist. The mist you have, those are the most popular. Strawberry and the lavender are the most limited. If you want to step out of the routine.
Isn't that interesting?
Well,
you girls are loving chambray. Every single jean tonight that we're showing in chambray is becoming endangered. How fascinating is that?
I really appreciate what you did, Diane, in this palette, because if you've ever wanted to do colored jeans, and you've seen them in the magazines, you've seen them in the runway or the famous stars, you'll see somebody rocking, a young person rocking some really great colored jeans.
Yeah.
And you've been hesitant to kind of step out to try it. I think this color, the lavender, obviously the strawberry, and the pine, this is how you start that baby step to color. And once you go here, I promise you, because I'm a color convert. And it's because of you. I'm a color convert. I have these great scarlet red jeans that she had on. We had them on the air. I walked off the air and bought them, and I love wearing them. And they're skinnies, by they're skinny.
And I'll tell you what,
skinny jeggings too, by the way.
You know what this looks like to me? Seafoam. On a beautiful winter day, maybe a cold ocean like the Bering Sea or something. That's that gorgeous shade.
So pretty.
Let's face it, who's going to the Bering Sea? But I do watch National Geographic all the time.
I love that show.
Me too. So I'm telling you that's like a seafoam, a misty day.
It's gorgeous.
At the ocean. This lilac is really like taking real lilacs and pressing them and drying them. I love doing that.
Completely agree.
And then that is just such a gorgeous, dusty shade of coral that for anybody who loves that, and by the way, coral looks also happens so great with shades of gray.
So now we all understand just from this presentation, you pretty much got to get the gray because it works with everything.
I just like it.
No, but you know what, Truth?
I think it's practical.
Well, you know what, and I love it because it's an alternative to black. Thank you, because I had somebody tell me too. They said, you know, why do you wear so much black? I'm like, well, it makes you feel more confident. And they're like, no, try gray, try a darker tone.
For that photo shoot, I actually wore the gray and fell in love with it. And it was my choice out of all the outfits for the photo shoot.
Do you think that will you wear gray in New York?
Oh, New York is gray.
It's always
all
black.
It is
New York is
pavement.
so black.
All it is pavement. It's all gray.
A lot of green.
And so, yeah, and actually, there are gorgeous gray boots out this season too, and gray handbags. So you could go gray with your accessories, gray with your jean, and then turn around. And so what if you wear a paper white, maybe classic shirt, and then a black blazer, but great color. The chambray. Oh, now that's a chambray I really love. If we can get up close to this, you'll see the way we hand rubbed it.
That's so old school with such a modern fabrication.
Yeah.
That's definitely old school.
It's very vintage looking, and it also softens it up extraordinarily. So you've got beautiful detailing here, and every one of these hand rubs, I think if we do a full-length shot now, you'll get to see the entire effect. Every one of these hand rubs is done individually, and it looks great, and it looks lived in. And this might be your funky weekend jean, but guess what? It's got super stretch and comfort to it.
And I want to explain on the super stretch, it's like wearing yoga pants, girls.
Yeah.
You don't understand it until you get it at home, and then you'll understand why there's almost 12,000 perfect 5-star reviews on just this fabrication.
Super stretch
you know
is
what'll
extraordinary.
Happen? Well, don't you think it's interesting when people try it for the first time, and then you go like this, and you're like, this is crazy.
It's for real.
Well, it is for real.
Yeah,
like,
it's for real.
All those two crazy girls on the air really were telling the truth.
Just remember, if you're getting chambray, indigo, or black, just due to the dye stuffs, this will always, and I'm going to say a word that you're going to say, oh, I don't want my jean broken down, but yes, you do. You're going to get the fabric broken down and lived in a little due to the viscose nature of true indigo, which is what we use for indigo jeans and chambray, and the black dye stuffs we use. These three will always be your stretchiest, most forgiving choices. Color, so if you sit on a fence like I do, between a 4 and a 6, or a 2 and a 4, you want to go to the 4 in the colors, you want to go to the 2 in the natural tones. And I count black as natural. It has every bell and whistle that you would want in a 5-pocket jean, but here's the difference. It's molded and crafted for your body. Where you would ordinarily out in the market, let's say on a size 8, have a 27.5, 28-inch waist, you get a 31-inch waist here with all that stretch. So we know as females, we put weight on around the middle. Therefore, we account for that when we do our fit sessions. We give you a set of measurements that really work for an over 40 body, not for a teenager. You are not going to have that humiliating, really degrading experience of trying on a jean you shouldn't be trying on because it's not meant for you, and then thinking to yourself in a dejected way, oh, I guess I can't wear jeans anymore. You're right. You can't wear those jeans anymore. You don't have to. You've got DG2.
Okay, here we go. You ready? We have 100 left in the lavender. Last chance to get the lavender. 100 left in the mist gray. Look how pretty
that lavender looks. How many?
Oh, geez. We have 100 left in your mist gray. The strawberry, we have 170 left in the strawberry, and in the pine, 180. That's it. So all your new colors, these all 4 are going to sell out during this show.
Dan, let me just show you guys something really, really quick.
Do this.
If I give you, hold the lavender. Look at the top. We've got
and this top's coming up
to go with this.
Is that cute?
If you see it up close, it's got lace all across the bodice that's dyed and stretchy as well. So if we can do a full length, we'll just show it to you. With the jean. So we've actually got that dyed to match. We've got the mist
Oh, that's
dyed
pretty.
to match. How pretty is that against the gray, but also the indigo?
Yep.
So you're going to have tops from us throughout the rest of this show, but also tomorrow, that are going to work back to these mist tones. But you know what? I've never done these colors before. I think they're so, to me, and I think it's because I live up high in New York on the 40th floor, and it's a whole cityscape view. I see, after the longest day of the year, which is June 21st, the shadows start changing. The light starts changing. You want to wear gentler colors, you know, where you want to wear those summer brights in June and May. You want to start going to those dusty tones. Come now. I'm like ready for fall, ladies. Summer just began and I'm like counting the days till fall. But this will help me do it because these colors are so appropriate.
They're lovely. And obviously these colors, they are brand new. I love you guys because you're like, new colors, I'm in. So
Yay.
almost all 4 colors of the colored jeans we have, these are all gone. So just stay in the line. Yeah, just stay in the line. If you're on the line, go ahead and complete the order. If not, these are basically gone. But just